and welcome to another episode of Cyrils Brettspiele. My name is Nils and today we are talking about Hero Realms. Seriously? Again? No! Hero Realms, the Rune of Sundar, the campaign deck. So, sorry that I can't pronounce Thunder completely correct. What's inside the box and what can you expect? There are a couple of oversized super enemy cards in it. They are double-sided. So for an example, you have this side here with level 1 here, and when this one gets 3 of these crystals here, I explain that in a minute, then you simply flip it over to the other side here, to side 2, and then all the tricks he's doing, all the damage he's dealing to you is getting stronger. In this case, it's usually discarding cards. Green, for an example, discard 3 cards, or red, discard 2 cards, and if you compare that to here, it's 2 or an action. So, yes, you can see 2 actions or 3 cards, so it's getting even more nastier on the other side. So this explains a little bit, the enemy is getting more and more angry. To play this campaign deck, you have to have the 5 different characters, or at least a couple of them. As you know, we have a wizard, we have a ranger, we also have a cleric, or a fighter, or, of course, a thief. So if you have these character decks, you will get a bunch of these more here. So for an example, you can later on in the game, because it's a campaign, level up to get more health points. You can also get this items here, this thief items here, so this proficiency specific items. You also can get the abilities, so some of these abilities, and let me help you a little bit here. So you can see here's a level number of these abilities as well. So in the base game you have heist. So in here you are getting a practiced heist. So even that one is even getting more and more stronger. There is a path to get these stronger cards, and that's explained in the rule book. I will show it to you in a second. Give me 1 second here. So you have a skill tree. If you start with a skill level 1, you can go up to 2A or B, and then 3A, B or C. If you're starting with a skill level 3, then you can go up to 4A, 4B, 5A, B, C. So as you can see, it's a tech tree here. You can climb up with your abilities or skills, and that's really important because you are starting with a skill level 1 and an ability level 3 in your ability 3 and 1 in your deck. So that's what you're starting with out of your hand, out of your normal character decks, including in the base game, and then you're going on. You also have a couple of elixirs and a couple of other inventory here, but just 4, and then you have the enemy deck. First of all, you have this 5 different mana symbols here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are just representing a timer. You need a couple of them, mostly 2 or 3, to level up your main enemy, your master. And then you have a bunch of these here, characters or hazards that are going in front of you. They have either an S, 1, 2 or 3, or even another symbol here down there, and that is to prepare your master deck. So you prepare your master deck, you put these one in here, the other one is this M for mana. Focus on it? Huh? No, anyway. So that is the other one. So you prepare your deck and you put these equally in your deck, and every single turn before you taking your actions, you are flipping over 1 card of the enemy deck and then doing the action. First of all, taking a look at this color here, it's green, so green will happening, and you take a look at the current status, it's discard 2 or later on 3 cards here, and then performing the action on here, which is in this case, that is a minion, it goes in front of you. Discard an item. So you are discarding a lot of cards. And first of all, like always in a nutshell, I was talking too much about the mechanics, the components already. So let me go to one last thing. It's the adventure book, because it's a real story. So as you can see, it's a real book with a lot of pages in it. And you are reading aloud a little bit of a story here. So you have a campaign book, story, and then you can make decisions. Do you want to go there or there? And that's what is really cool. You're starting out with a brawl in a pub, so, and out of that you can go some different directions and you can make your own decisions. Do you want to follow these or these guys? What do you want to do? And then you're facing different enemies, you're facing different hazards, you're facing different stuff, but you always get some stuff. One thing that I have to mention, and please take that in your notes when you want to play it, this game is very brutal. This is really hard. This is tough to win. So even the beginner level is hard. So it has 4 different difficulty levels, but don't try it with more than 2. Even if you're experienced with deck builder games or even with Hero Realms, try it out before, especially number 2 or 3. If you make the wrong decisions, they are getting really hard and really tough to defeat. And if you replay again one chapter, that's fine, you can do that, but then try it one step easier. Do it just to have a little bit more fun. You're really fast frustrated if you're running into much trouble too fast, if you think, hey, well, I'm so experienced, I wanted to play it super heavy. But as always, in a nutshell, I wanted to talk a little bit more in detail here what my personal experiences is with Hero Realms, the Rune of Thunder. So I have to say, first of all, I really, as you maybe know, I really like Hero Realms and I really love Star Realms, both of them. They are great because it's a reduction to the core mechanic of drafting card deck building games, and that's what I want. I want a deck building game in one box that is not overloaded with other stuff. I just want a deck builder. And Hero Realms and Star Realms is perfectly fitting that desire. However, it feels a little bit old after 2 years or even just 1 year, I don't know exactly. And this was a perfect situation for me to bring Hero Realms back on the table. And even I played it solitary, I had a lot of fun. So last night I started to teach it to my friend who has never played Hero Realms before. And he said, hey, let's do chapter 2, 3 and 4 again. So we played 4 games in a row just because I started a couple of weeks before with a different group. So I played that in 2 weeks a lot of times just because it was there. It was something new, it was something I wanted to play, I wanted to test, and wow, it was so good that it will come to the table again and again and again in the next weeks until I finish the campaign. So if you are a huge fan of Hero Realms, this is the perfect reason to bring it back to the table and reintroduce your friends to Hero Realms. This makes so much fun. This is a real tough, cool story. It's tough to win, it's not easy, and it has a couple of interesting plot twists, which I don't want to spoil here, of course not. So that is really, really cool, and I really like it. If you like Hero Realms, this is a must-have. Trust me, you want Hero Realms, the campaign deck, if you are a huge fan of Hero Realms or even Star Realms. If you only played Star Realms so far and you like fantasy, go for Hero Realms and go directly to the campaign deck as well. I can only say from my point of view here, this was the perfect timing for Hero Realms. My desire of playing Hero Realms or Star Realms was going a little bit down because it was always the same cards and nothing really new, fancy. And now it's getting back from getting a little bit down the pile of games back to the top, to the absolute top. Because Hero Realms and Star Realms was always one of my favorite deck builders so far. Thanks for watching. My name is Nils, Cyrils Brettspiele, and see you next time in another In a Nutshell episode here on Cyrils Brettspiele. Bye.